Hello guys, NautoAis here, and I want to give my thoughts on more info on Scarlet Salvation. So I did a short video about this. Basically, Idea Factory International made an announcement that it will be coming out by the end of May, exclusively on Steam as of right now on that video. So a lot of people, including myself, kind of talked to Shay and Bruce via stream and said, hey, it would be nice since in Japan it's also going to come out in the PS4 and PS5. Why is it only Steam in the West? Well, they just made a new announcement on the game, credit to them, that as of right now, the news is that, yes, Scarlet Salvation not only going to be on Steam, it will be also on the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. And not only that, the game will have English dub. So it is interesting for this one because if you've been following Idea Factory International, to some extent, when they do localization on game, it does take, to some extent, 6 to 8 months, heck, even a year, because it takes time. Plus, if you're adding in English dub, it takes more time. It is what it is. Case in point, Persona 5 Strikers, if you didn't know, it was a year later coming out in the West. And a lot of people did say because of the dubbing, they wanted to dub. Of course, pandemic also. But this time around, because in Japan, it's also going to come out in end of May. And in the West, it's coming out end of May. As right now of this press release, you never know, things change. I.e. the Rebirth series for the Switch. It was supposed to come out the same time with the Japanese release. It got delayed indefinitely to a point they said that, yeah, we have to cancel it because it wasn't following Nintendo guidelines. That's a different story there. So before I continue to give my thoughts on the situation, what is Scarlet Salvation? So according to the description from Idea Factory International, play as Willow, who awakened a deserted military facility with no memories of how she got there, accompanied only by an AI in her ear and a swarm of deadly robots. Can you uncover the mystery of what happened in the facility? Learn about Willow's past and make your way out alive. And of course, they also said that the game will be digital or physical. However, as of right now, there is no mention of a limited edition. So just have to wait and see. Right now they are just announcing that yes, it will be also on the PS4, PS5 with English dub. Technically, they are listening. So let's talk more about the game, what it is. So some of the info is it's going to come out by the end of May, May 29th. Physically, digitally, your option is there. Third-person shooter, so it's an anime, probably Gears of War to some extent. And voice option is English and Japanese. If you watch the trailer, it's on English voice. So that's a one-up. I was just thinking, hey, just have it on a PS4, PS5, and Steam as an option. And just take that L with the voice language. Because again, like I said, they kind of choose and pick which one to put English dub or not. It is what it is. It's America, Exit, Marvelous, etc., etc., etc. They kind of choose and pick which makes sense to have English dub or not. It is what it is. But, there you go. And of course, rating-wise, ESRB is T, Peggy 12, and, mostly 14. So I don't think there's going to be some sort of fan service in this one. The game's not going to be censored. And like I said in a different video, that a new president for Sony is going to be appointed at April 1st. Maybe different philosophy, and it's Japanese. And that's in a different video there. But to some extent, from my understanding, this game may be some sort of fan service, but not to the extent of the Neptunian one. So I don't think there's going to be like Punisher or whatever. But you get to play as a beautiful fictional anime waifu girl. But, that's a different story there. What's the story for Scarlet Salvation? So, here's the story. When Willow Martin awakened with no memory in an unfair room, she can't figure out how she got there. Without any semblance of who she is or where she came from, can she trust the AI who aids her? Or is it her enemy? So begins her deadly battles against mechanical weapon in a bid of escape. But what's true lie at the end? Again, sort of a mystery. So a lot of the key feature is live, die, and repeat. Death may seem inevitable as you progress through the story, but it's not the end. With each death, you'll resurrect where it all started and maybe learn a little about what happened there in the process. escape this loop and discover the truth about the military facility and Will's past. So it's kind of like Returnal for Sony. It's one of those games that you try and error. The more you die, the more you get better to some extent. This type of game, I mean, it is what it is. So it's something new for Idea Factory International. Expect the unexpected. You'll never know what comes next as you make your way through the military facility. Each floor will present a procedurally generated layout complete with new enemies to face and equipment to guard. So technically, roguelike. So if you play Dead Cell, you know what it is. Every time you die, you start over, so it's a different stage. So kind of like I said, it was Returnal. It is actually Returnal, but with anime waifu. That's it. Fully armed and operational, you'll encounter a veritable armada of mechanical foes in the mysterious facility. Use a variety of weapons, take advantage of status effect, and power up with unique skills to take them down. Unlimited power, dodge and parry enemies. Attack with precise to build up Exo Force. When enough Exo Force is built up, unleash your ultimate power with onslaught mode and become temporarily invincible. So again, it's Gears of War meets Returnal meets Rogue Legacy meets, I guess, Wish No Beta meets Returnal. So it's a roguelike third-person shooter with an anime waifu that's high action, kind of like a platinum game like Vanquish. So that's what Scarlet Salvation is. So my thoughts about the game itself. Sounds interesting. Yes, it is not something new, but it's something new for Idea Factory Compile Heart. But again, it's always good to have new IP. And as for the English dub and actually being released on the PS4 and PS5, credit to Idea Factory Compile Heart and Idea Factory International for listening to the fans. Because lately there have been decisions that people are not happy that, how come in Japan it's releasing this certain console but not in the West? And I kind of said before, it's all about the business. What Compile Heart Idea Factory is probably thinking is, hey, look, we are trying to optimize our sale. How do we do it? Maybe this is good. Because they're probably thinking it may sell good in Japan, but not in the West. They're seeing a lot of data. Who knows, accurate or not? Well, it's up to them. Because like I said, there are some games that, as of right now, including myself, that want to be ported on the PlayStation console. Such as Live Alive Rent Disposia. As of right now, it's Steam exclusive in the West. People did ask, including myself, hey, can you please put it on the PS4? Please consider. Of course, they just get a business rhetoric response. It is what it is. They can't do anything about it. They can always say, well, we'll let them know and we'll think about it, yada, yada, yada. Again, it's not an animosity thing they're doing. It's just a business that they can't really say anything unless given permission. But hopefully that game, especially, they talked about it before, Mary Skelter 2 for the PlayStation 4. Yes, there is a PlayStation 4 version. The problem at the time when it was released, they kind of hesitate to release it because of the Sony censorship with a lot of the new changes. And like I said, the PSN Store, now you can find hentai games, which are not really hentai games. And by the way, hentai means pervert, not porn, dirty magazine, or whatever the crap that people say. So if you're thinking about that type, you got a dirty mind, whatever. It just means perverted game for the perverts. That's it. Like perverted characters such as Roku from Inuyasha, Haposai from Ranma 1/2, Master Roshi from Dragon Ball, etc., etc., etc. Just leaving it out there. But what I'm trying to say for that one is that maybe because of the new regulation and changes, they can probably finally able to release older games on the PlayStation console. Like I said, Dead or Alive Rent Disposia, maybe they can consider it if the sales is there. Mary Skelter 2 probably in the same boat. And people basically were excited. Battlefield Waltz is a very old Otome game, and they decided to finally release it in the West. It's going to come out this April 2025. Kudos to Idea Factory Compile Heart and Idea Factory International for listening to their international fans that want this game on the PS4 and the PS5. The English dub, that was one of, even in my opinion, as someone who very supports English dub in Japanese game, I thought they wouldn't really bother doing it, but apparently they are doing it with this game. The bigger one, like I said, is that they actually are now considering releasing it on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. Now, another story is the Rebirth series. Maybe now, because they can't release it on the Switch. They cancel it, and as of right now, they don't know what to do, or they can't really do anything about it. Maybe they can also reconsider finally releasing it on the PlayStation 4. For people who don't know, there is a PlayStation 4 version of the Rebirth trilogy. Yes, including the first one. Maybe now they can reconsider that one, because originally the original plan was, no, it's just going to be Switch exclusive in the West, and that's it. And even so, you try to say, hey, there is a Japanese version. They are well aware, but they were just being told, no, it's going to be released on the Switch to some extent. Not this time around, like I said, it was canceled. Maybe they can consider that one. We just have to wait and see. Because another game right now is in the Switch that's going to come out, I guess it's already out in Japan, or maybe this March, I don't know what's going on, is Noir Hyper Devotion. Basically, it's a strategy RPG from the Vita and Steam. Fun game. It's a spin-off coming in the Switch, but I don't know if it's already out in Japan or not. I have no idea. Someone did ask them, and again, they just have to give a ready response of, oh, well, we're looking into it. We never know. Again, that's all they can say. It's an open-ended non-answer, but that is a business. I did talk about that. So anyway, again, for recap, yes, Scarlet Salvation not only is going to come out on Steam, it will coming out on the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5 on May 29, 2025 with English dub. So if you're interested, check out the website. So there you go, my thoughts about it. Thank you, Idea Factory International, for listening to the fans. So with that, I'll see you guys later.